G'day folks, and welcome back to the channel for part number 28 of my Beginner's Vitality Caster Ritualist playthrough. Last episode, we got Carax's heart, and we made it to the Coven. So, seeing as how we made it to the Coven, we have a little bit of conversation pie to eat, and pressing Alt-Tab does indeed ruin that for me. Okay, so we're going to accept all the quests, and then we're going to go run through a swamp. So I think that's pretty much it. I've already got the law notes back in normal or veteran difficulty, so that should be fine. Any quests we've missed, we can still do. Pretty sure we can do all of these without actually having the quest, so that will be good. Okay, there's level 81. Now 81's kind of a nice to have level. 82 is the one that I'm waiting for because we get a ton of new gear to play with. Picking up that quest item kind of helps. And we got the Thunderbloom straight out the bat, which is very, very nice indeed. Give me something good. Well, that's kind of not it. Heavy shoulders with vitality stuff, though. Aether converted to vitality, that will be good. +3 to Spectral Wrath, also quite good. Can I... Oh, that's a lot of resistances on my old shoulders, though. Let's see what happens. Bleeding drops off. Okay, okay. So Wave of Souls is on block, alright, so that's useless, I can't trigger that. The rest of this is actually not that amazing, now that I'm looking at it. +3 to Spectral Wrath is already on the Flesh Warped Pauldrons. We get a little bit more armor with the Dread Knight's Guard. Chance to avoid projectiles is nice, but 7% armor is also quite nice. I think I'm just going to leave that. If that was the level 94 one, well, I mean, I couldn't use it, but it would be a nice little little boost when I get to level 94. But unfortunately, it's level 75, so the armor advantage is just kind of not there. But that's alright, we will be getting a lot more really cool gear coming up here. We've got some skill points to spend. I think we just chuck them into Heart of the Wild. Let me double check there's nothing on Necromancer that I want. More points in Foul Eruption could be good. Again, this only triggers if you kill something with Ravenous Earth. So if you accidentally kill something with Devouring Swarm, this will just not trigger. It is nice, though, when you do kill something with Ravenous Earth, and then it just explodes and kills the whole pack. That can be quite nice. This is also going to be really good to get some of, although Bone Harvest itself is literally the only spell we're using that has weapon damage, so more points here is just only useful for Bone Harvest. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I want those 2 points back out of Soul Harvest. I'm just going to leave that as a 1-point wonder, at least until I've finished the Heart of the Wild buff, because I'd rather have more health all of the time than a tiny little bit of extra damage on one spell that I frankly forget to use way more often than I'd like to admit. 4 points in Foul Eruption would just cap this off, and then I could stop talking about it, so I think I might just do that. Although, that's also pretty good, 24% health. That's basically 1,000 hit points. And then the poison and bleed reduction as well, and we don't really do much in the way of regen, do we? Not really. Spirit at 35 is probably fine. I might just sit on some of these points for a while as well. This is something you can do if I mean, more physique is a small amount of extra health, but I'm tempted to get cunning for offensive ability as well. I think I will just sit on that. I'll probably get to level 82 and I'll just spend it, but for now, I'm going to leave it, and I will just finish Foul Eruption. Why not? It can't hurt, it's extra damage. Ravenous Earth is the main damage spell that I'm using, so getting extra damage on the main spell is never a bad idea. Those points are a little bit questionable, but whatever, we'll see how it goes. Okay, into Janaxia's Den. We can get some nice MIs from in here. If you need to farm the wraiths for anything, like, I don't know, maybe you're playing a pet build and you really want the wraith offhand for the, I think it's a skelly item. I could be wrong about that. But I know they have an offhand for pets. So this is a good place to farm this one, actually, if you need those. And I will, of course, go ahead and kill all this off. You guys should know by now I love me some totems. Alright, let's get out of the goop. Hulking Leg Guards. These are a pair that I do wear relatively often while leveling. That's a lot of additional armor. I don't know if I can wear those, but I definitely want to wear those. Seal of Skies, if you're doing lightning or sometimes aether damage, you can get a decent amount of lightning to aether conversion. This can actually be your main skill. And then that's just a blue set. Okay, can I actually use this? Is it the same as these ones? No, it's not. I can't put it on until 82. I'm going to hang on to it. I probably won't use it, but I will hang on to it. There's the Dead Beater. Actually a pretty funny weapon. Zealot's Gauntlets I don't think I'm going to use. No, definitely not. And then let's have a look for some... I was going to say let's have a look for some vitality damage affixes or good resistance affixes. I don't think there's any there. There's loot in the walls here, which is always fun, so hidden spoils. If you're ever struggling to see these things, you can spin the camera and you get a much better view from the side. And then numpad 2 followed by numpad 3 to reset. Apparently there are other ways to do that, but 2-3 on the numpad is how I do it. Alright, so Janaxia's got the lightning weapon, which honestly doesn't matter. We are quite literally just going to stand here and blow her up. And then as soon as she dies, make sure we get out of the goop. Ugdenbog Stormstrife is a storm totem thing, so of alacrity kind of... It's not useless on that item, but it's kind of useless. Still looking for new pants. I do have a pair to go at level 82 here. These are pretty good in terms of resistances and such. The other thing I could do is I could go and do the hidden path and then farm myself a bunch of Dreeg, yeah, probably Dreeg pants. The Soleil ones are really good for attack damage builds, but we kind of don't do that. And we have tons of lifesteal anyway, so it's a little bit whatever. Do want to kill that reflect guy. Aldar, I mean, may as well kill everything, right? Wendigo Barb there with some vitality stuff on it. So we can maybe have a look at that. I'm 99% sure I'm not going to. Nah. Acid damage for Spectral Binding. Cold to acid conversion on Spectral Binding. I mean, if we were doing acid Ravenous Earth, maybe. Probably not, though. If I could click on things, that'd be great. Alright, let's start heading north. Now, I could go and accept the quest from Mogdrogan to go into the Ancient Grove and then just leave. And that would get me a free skeleton key, but honestly, I don't think I need to go in there anyway. And skeleton keys are not something that's particularly difficult to get made. There's another Leafbane horn, which I don't need. We're just going to head north here. Obviously, you want to hit up the Ugdenbog stumps there. Getting as many of those as you can while leveling will save you a ton of time farming later. Alright, couple guys dragging themselves out of the ground here. Let's go ahead and murder them before they get up. Alright, and everybody's dead, which is lovely. Now, there is obviously the secret boss Craval kind of over that way. I think that was his entry point just there. Nope, here it is, up here. So I'm not going to go do Craval because I choose life. But you can go in there. 3 dynamite. You can get a... He's got an MI shoulders set for pets, I believe. In my opinion, not really worth it. But it's a fun optional fight if you're into that sort of thing. Okay, almost walked past this one. You'd think I'd remember where that is. I've spent so much time farming these things. I could probably draw you a map. It'd be wrong, but I could draw it for you. Alright, we don't have the extra Wendigo quest yet, but that's fine. Come over here and just pop this totem. Okay, we've got a an arcane. Took me longer to think of the name for those things than it did to actually kill them, so not that threatening. At least not from... I assume that was a Forsaken. Alright, Mythical Silver Bolt. Now, we're not going to use this because we want the bone spikes, but +3 to all skills is actually crazy good. Obviously can't use this anyway, but that is still a very, very good weapon. Just general purpose. Use this on any caster sort of weapon. Was that the mythical? It was the mythical, yeah. So, hang on. Got a puddle of goop that's following me around. Yeah, +3 to all skills is really, really, really good. Granted, it's basically 2 item slots, so you can get plus... No, you can't. No, you can't. I'm wrong. You can, at best, get +2 to all skills with any other setup. And I'm thinking there is... am I in the wrong spot? I think I'm in the wrong spot. Yeah, my head's in the wrong spot. This is the Barrowholm Island, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Alright. We'll go say hi to him anyway. And kill his friends off. Big packs of golems like this. Dangerous, certainly. But also, you can get some really nice loot out of this. Like, look at that Ugden Bloom there. And we can get more. Okay, Bargol's going to hit a little bit hard. But we can throw Mark of Torment on him. There's the Seal of Blight. Okay. Is this worth using? I'm going to say no. We'll have a look, though. Ooh, these could be good. I mean, I need the resistances, realistically, but... Okay, Seal of Blight. So we got poison stuff, which we don't care about. Crit damage would be nice. The flat vitality damage we can't use. 50% vitality damage for a component here. That is an improvement. We would lose some health. And then the Acid Purge skill. This is a channel skill, and it does vitality and acid damage. These are technically a minor upgrade in damage, just because 10% extra vitality damage, but it's so small. I think I'd rather have the health. Let's go grab the rest of this loot here, and there's maybe some stuff at the back. Not really. Oh. Got a couple extra friends. Please drop me some flowers. Nobody ever gets me flowers. Probably a good reason for that. Can I just skip up there? Yes, I think I can. Beautiful. Alright, so we're getting into the meat and potatoes of the Ugdenbog here. This is the section where all the fun stuff happens, and by fun I mean I hate this zone, get me out. The Ugdenbog itself, I don't really care too much one way or the other, but Sylvarria is a pain in the backside, although she does drop the rings that we want for this particular character, so if I can get a good ring from her, that would be nice. If I can't get a good ring from her, I'll just kill her again. Alright, so this door, there's actually no point going in there because that's the Barrowholm quest, and you do actually need the quest in order to complete that one. Looks like I don't have Sylvarria just here, which is somewhat annoying because it means I'm going to have to walk out. Or I'm going to have to do some creative Riftgate summoning, which I think I'll do that. Because I really hate that area. I make a big song and dance about the area just before the Logorian, and how I dislike it because I always take the wrong turn and find a dead end. but I think I prefer that area to Sylvarria's house, the undergrowth. The undergrowth does indeed suck. Okay, got some basilisks here. If I could get the poison from them, that'd be great. Got any more up here, actually? Not really. Yes, really. Come on, your name is Venom Gaze. Give me some venom. It's literally in your name. Alright, that's fine. I am still looking for the entry to the undergrowth, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be down here. There is... here it is. There are other spots for it, but this is the second one you want to check for. There we go, Bloom. You'll love to see it. Alright, let's get in there. So things in here that I actually have to kill. Well, one, there is an Exalted Stash, which is on the way, so I'm going to pick it up. We have to kill Sylvarria. And that's kind of it, really. Look at all those Ugden Blooms. I mean, yeah, technically double rare, but I'll trade all the double rares in the world for a couple more Ugden Blooms. Well, maybe not all of them, but I would trade a lot of them. Okay, here comes the Exalted Stash. It's just over here. Just behind this plant. What did we win? The Crest of Winter Fortitude. A blitz, or a cold damage blitz thing. It's one of the items of the game. Let's just put it that way. Okay, big tree golems actually do hit decently hard. So if you can stay out of melee range with them, it's probably a good idea to do so. Didn't drop me any flowers, unfortunately. One last room here before we get to Sylvarria. Alright, everybody here should die relatively easily. And there is some loot in the wall here as well, which I will grab as soon as these die. And I can get in there. Here we go. So we have the Coven, the stash of the Coven, basically, and some hidden remains. Leander Green's gun, really good if you're playing a fire pistol build, which I'm not. Okay, and now for the boss herself. So Sylvarria, she's going to hit decently hard. We don't really have any regen to counter, I guess I'm going to say. Counter her poison. So there's a ton of poison on the floor. She does hit decently hard as well. I'm going to throw Mark of Torment on her. And then make sure I'm not standing in the goop. Sundered, kind of don't care. I mean, I do a little bit, but also not really. Okay, she pretty much just dies here, I think. This is the actual danger, so if I get sundered while they are beating on me, I am not going to have a good time. Alright, Living Ring is the correct ring. Preserving is not bad. Gildum Arcanum is kind of whatever. Having said that, though, no, I kind of need the resistances. The Signet of the Damned is getting a little bit old. It's possibly worth throwing it out. But I think for now we'll just leave it. Now, I killed most of the stuff on the way in here, so I should be able to... Actually, I'm going to go back to town. I've got a lot of items to sell here. I should be able to just walk out of here with most of everything already dead. So that should be fine. Which ones of these was I going to potentially use? +2 to Ravenous Earth could be okay. I think I'm almost certainly not going to have enough physique to wear those. These could be okay, but probably not. I think I'll just leave this tab for the moment, and we'll just get rid of all of these. That ring is... I just don't need 85% vitality resistance on one item, so we're going to sell that one. You do want to maybe consider keeping anything with mythical. It's unlikely that you're going to find a replacement for it, so you can consider keeping, For example, this Silver Bolt, especially if you're doing a piercing build. So if you were to do a paladin, for example, with ranged piercing, what's it called? Maybe you'd have to use soldier actually, but tactician is the one I'm thinking of. With ranged pierce cadence, this would be really nice. There are definitely builds that use this as a kind of best in slot weapon, so consider keeping that one. Most of this stuff though, I'm just going to vendor, and I'm not going to use any of this, so pretty much all of it is just vendor trash for me. But for anyone who wants to keep that sort of equipment, anything with mythical in front of its name is probably worth keeping. Alright, and I do want to take a Wendigo Spirit here because we are going to go and say hi to Ugdal? Is it Ugdal? I forget his name. The Tormented Spirit. We're going to go say hi to him. Just as soon as I walk out of here, which I really didn't want to do, but we're not really anywhere near a rift, and I'm just remembering now that I did say I was going to do some rift shenanigans to get out of having to do this, but well, you know me. Too busy waffling, forgot what the plan was. Okay, Voracious Growth. These guys, they can potentially drop the rings that that Sylvarria drops, but it's pretty rare. This guy's got a white name, which is unfortunate because it means he's pretty much just not going to drop anything. Got some flowers for me, mate? Got any flowers? No? How about you? Got any rings? Alright, lucked out. That's unfortunate. Let's get out of here. Okay, what have we got left here? We've just got, I'm pretty sure it is Ugdal. So we've got Ugdal, we've got, I think that's it, just Ugdal and then onwards to Barrowholm. Oh, we've got the witches as well, so we can go rescue the witches. And this rotting stump, that's important as well. See? 2 Ugdal blooms from that thing. That's like 0.5% of a conduit. Alright, so Ugdal, if you have the Wendigo Spirit, is pretty easy. And if you don't have a Wendigo Spirit, there is a quest in Barrowholm that will give you one. I think it's Barrowholm. It might be Coven. There's a quest in this part of the game anyway that rewards you a Wendigo Spirit when you complete it. The other thing you can do is you can just kill him though. Are you trapped here? I have a Wendigo Spirit, RIP. And now we raid all of this stuff. Which is probably all going to get sold. Although I did see of Soleil's Malice, which is a pretty good vitality suffix. Getting this on a different item though could have given me a Doombolt proc. I think it's Doombolt. Which would have been much more useful. That's unfortunate. Did I grab the law note in normal? Looks like I did. Alright, got some XP. Got some Coven. Where's the Coven? Coven of Ugnabog. Didn't actually get any reputation with them. We're already revered. But if I wasn't revered, that would have just given me a chunk of it. You definitely can go and get the, I think it was a Vengeful Spirit, to activate that shrine if you so desire. I'm just going to leave it alone. We've got some witches to rescue pretty much due south of here. Or, I guess it's over there. Southwest. We'll go grab that. Here they are. Unfortunately, don't have the free Wendigo hero here because we haven't got the quest yet. The one before they let you summon the Ravager. You get the 3 Wendigos they tell you to go out and find, and one of them can spawn right here. Unfortunately not on the quest yet, so no dice for me. Alright, and that is it. Now I'm going to run up to Barrowholm, But this is as far as I'm going to go today. Unfortunately, I don't have a huge amount of time this afternoon. I have my other job to go to, but I wanted to get something out because I've had a couple days now with no video. So I'm going to run up here and just grab the rift. However, this is going to be the end of the episode. Again, apologies for the length, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, real life is getting in the way. But yeah, that's going to be it. So I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye for now.